Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, welcome to our video. So today in this video we are going to discuss about some materials in citizenship. So before we start our video, let me introduce my team. My team consists of two people, that is me, Shabrina, Kasyifa, Firdausi, and my friends Liya, Nabilatul, Hija. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss about history of NKRI or Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia. Let's get started. Okay, so we are going to discuss about history of Indonesia. What we want to discuss first is history of Indonesian name. Okay, so did you know guys about the history of Indonesian name? Okay, let me start. First, we start from Majapahit Kingdom in 14th century. So at the time, Majapahit has their own territory, and the territory of Majapahit was known as Nusantara. However, during the Dutch colonial period, the name Nusantara was changed to Dutch East Indies. So in 1850, an English anthropologist named George Winsor Earl, he gave the term Indonesian to people in the India island, and he wrote it in his article entitled Journal of the Indian Archipelago and Eastern Asia. Then for the first time, Earl James Ricardison Logan used the word Indonesia to refer to the Indian island. However, at the time, the name Indonesia was not immediately popular, and then the name Indonesia was come from Latin, that is Indos and Nesos, which mean India and island. So Indos is India and Nesos is island. And then the name of Indonesia in question is the island in the Indian Ocean, so that the meaning of the name Indonesia is a unit of island. As we know that Indonesia has a lot of island, so that's why the meaning of our country name Indonesia is a unit of island. And then around 1920, political parties and mass organization during the Dutch is in this era, and Indonesian student organization in Netherlands already used the term of Indonesia through the youth oath on October 28, 1928, and also since Indonesia Independence Day, which was proclaimed on August 17, 1945, the term Indonesia has become the official name throughout our homeland, nation, and country Indonesia. Okay, so next I want to discuss about the history of the establishment of the state of Indonesia. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about Dutch colonial period. In 1619, Indonesia was, especially Java, was occupied by the VOC, a trading partnership from Netherlands, and the occupation began with the establishment of the city of Batavia, or now we call it Jakarta. At the time, the VOC became very instrumental in politics in Java, and several times they fought wars with the kingdom of Mataram and Banten. And then the VOC went bankrupt in 1800 and was dissolved. Then after that, Thomas Stamford Raffles was appointed by the Dutch government as a governor of Java in 1811. Okay guys, so after we know about the Dutch colonial period, we move to another period, that is period of national movement. So the period of national movement in Indonesia was marked by emergence of national organizations such as Budi Utomo, Trikoro Darmo, Sarekat Dagang Islam, Muhammadiyah, Indonesian Party, Nahdlatul Ulama, and Indonesian National Party. On October 27 until 28, in 1928, the youth held a youth congress. And then from this congress was born the youth oath, which was pledged on October 28, 1928. Okay, after that there was a Ringas Dengklok event So after Japan's defeat to the Allies, the young men appealed to Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta to mobilize Indonesian independence, and there was an incident of kidnapping Sukarno and Hatta by young people to Rengas Dengklok on August 16, 1945. And then when they were kidnapped to Rengas Dengklok, Sukarno and Hatta were pressured by young people to immediately proclaim Indonesian independence. And at the end, they agreed to immediately proclaim Indonesia independence. So after the meeting in Rengas Dengklok, Insinyur Soekarno decided to proclaim Indonesia's independence on August 17, 1945. Okay guys, so the last history of the establishment of the state of Indonesia is about formulation of the text of the proclamation. So the text of proclamation was prepared in the dining room of Admiral Tadashi Maeda on Jalan Imam Bonjol number 1 by Sukarno, Muhammad Hatta, and Mr. Ahmad Subarjo. If you know guys that Tadashi Maeda is a Navy from Japanese. He is a high-ranking officer of the Imperial Japanese Navy in the Dutch East Indies during the Pacific War.
Okay, thank you Shabrina for your nice explanation before. And now let me continue the discussion about the attitude of the spirit of nationality, nationalism, and patriotism in the life of society, nation, and state. Every citizen of a country, of course, has an emotional attachment to the country, considered as a manifestation of a sense of pride and belonging to his nation and country. Feeling of pride and belonging to the nation will be able to give birth to an attitude of willingness to sacrifice to obtain and maintain the independence and sovereignty of the country. This is a form of attachment to the homeland. Ancestral costumes and local rulers who have decorated the people or local residents for a long time are called the national spirit. The national spirit for every citizen must be used as a spiritual and horizontal motivation in achieving the progress and success, maintaining integrity and brotherhood among others. By understanding the importance of the national spirit for every citizen, we are expected to be able to give birth to the spirit of nationalism, our love for the motherland, and patriotism, our willing to sacrifice, while still upholding the following attitudes. The first is promoting harmony in life based on the values of the one and only God. Secondly, prioritizing the interests and safety of the nation and state above personal or group interests. Third, demonstrate a willingness to sacrifice for the benefit of the nation, and the fourth, promoting an attitude of social justice in the life of the nation and state. The fifth, uphold the values of unity, brotherhood, togetherness, and harmony with others. The sixth, respect human rights, non-discrimination, and be democratic. And the seventh, uphold the values of justice and human civilization. Okay, our next discussion is about the nationalism and patriotism. The first is nationalism. The word nationalism etymologically comes from the word national and ism, namely the nation of nationality, which contains the meaning of awareness and the spirit of love for the motherland, having a sense of pride as a nation or maintaining the honor of the nation. According to the Encyclopedia of Indonesia, nationalism is defined as the political and social attitude of groups of a nation, that they have the similar cultures, languages, and regions, as well as similar ideals and goals, thus the feeling a deep loyalty to the national group. Secondly, patriotism. The meaning of patriotism is an attitude that is brave, unyielding, and willing to sacrifice their property and soul or body, that originates from the feeling of love for the homeland, so as to cause the willingness for the sake of nation and state. The spirit of patriotism can give birth to a true warrior who has a commendable spirit, attitude, and behavior. A warrior of the nation has a commendable spirit, attitude, behavior, and love to the motherland, where he is willing to sacrifice everything, even his life, for the progress of success and prosperity of his homeland. Okay, before we finish our discussion in this video, we have one quote from our first president, which says, "Negara Republik Indonesia ini bukan milik suatu golongan, bukan milik suatu agama, bukan milik suatu suku, bukan juga milik suatu adat istiadat, tetapi milik kita semua dari Sabang sampai Merauke." Quotes by Insinyur Soekarno. Okay guys, thank you for listening our video. Hope this video will be benefit for us. And the last we will say wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.